unlock the bait.
And that's why we're obviously outdoorsmen. And we are back. Thank you for tuning into the Obviously Outdoorsman podcast. It's been a while. If you guys were a consistent listener, had a lot going on personally, but that's in the past now. We are back doing consistent uploads. This is the first video. Tomorrow's opening day. By the time you guys will be hearing this, it will be opening day. It's 10 p.m. On the 8th, Friday the 8th. Opening day is the 9th for early season for my guys hunting in New Jersey, all the surrounding states. You're still going to have to wait a little bit to get out there in the woods and hunt, but it's hot right now. It's raining, but besides the fact, thank you guys for tuning in to the Obviously Outdoorsman podcast and these First Light Talks. If you're new to the channel, check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, the whole nine. We post all the funny stuff on TikTok, OO Crew at TikTok, Obviously Outdoorsman everywhere else. A lot of informational stuff, a lot of the hunts are on YouTube. And if you're new to the podcast, Obviously Outdoorsman, both versions are on YouTube and Spotify. And I believe these video versions are allowed on Spotify now, so I don't have to tell you to visit YouTube to check out these videos. But regardless, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button if you are watching on YouTube. But let's get to the main purpose of this video. How to hunt nocturnal bucks. Where should you sit? Are bucks actually nocturnal? I'm going to tell you the whole nine today on what you need to know on these nocturnal bucks. 4 main topics I'm going to hit today. All right, they're listed out right here, but I'm going to do a deep dive into every single one of them. Number 1, do not hunt their food source if you have a nocturnal buck. But let's actually back up a little bit. What is a nocturnal buck? All right, this might be a buck that only comes in at night. Maybe you had him during the day, and he's been coming in during the day, and then all of a sudden, like a light switch, now they're only coming at night, or they may be only coming in at night once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. It looks like they disappeared. They're nocturnal. That's what everyone always says. All right. In my opinion, it's a myth. Nocturnal bucks aren't actually a thing. Bucks don't just bed down all day long and they go, I'm only going to move at night now. It doesn't happen. They have to feed a certain amount of times per day. They still got to stand up. They still got to stretch. They still got to drink. They're probably just moving in different areas. But number 1, don't hunt their food source if you have a buck that's only coming in at night. All right. There's a whole reason they're only coming in at night. They are nowhere close to where they were come summer. Bucks need different things from summer to fall. All right. There's a thing that we like to call the shift. This is the summer switch where bucks will tend to move normally between a half mile to 3 miles, depending on their home range. Their home range is significantly greater than does, so their shift is going to be much more drastic come the fall or early fall, late summer. And bucks need different things compared to does. First off, they're velvet. They cannot be crashing around in all this thick cover where you would find them in the fall. So they need to be in open hardwoods. They need to be in a place where they can still get food, water, and safety, and where they feel safe in their bedding area without crashing up their velvet. So they need a low stem count in the summer compared to fall, where they're going to be in a higher stem count area. This could be a half acre away or a half mile away or 2 miles away, depending on what your landscape looks like, what your parcel looks like. I mean, for me personally, I got a lot of spots where it's just a lot of mountain laurel. Right, it's very mountainy up here in northern New Jersey, and a lot of these bucks will move to open hardwoods come the summer, and once summer leaves, starts getting cooler, these bucks will leave and go into where they feel most safe. All right, there's more people in the woods, there's more hunter in the woods, there's more hunting pressure in the woods, so they're not just going to be browsing around all these open hardwoods, they're going to be finding much thicker areas, deeper areas into your parcel maybe, or they might even leave your parcel to find actual cover where they feel safe. 90% of the time, bucks will not be in the fall where they were in the summer, and that is why a lot of people refer to them as nocturnal bucks, or my bucks went nocturnal. They're leaving your area come late summer into early fall, and now they have to travel a greater distance to get to your camera, maybe your food plot, maybe your supplemental food, whether it's a corn pile, it's bait, whatever it may be. They're traveling from a farther distance to get to your spot. I say don't hunt the food source because maybe there is more hunting pressure, maybe there's more hikers in the woods, it's getting cooler outside, whatever it may be, the bucks left your area to go into their fall home. All right, it is still part of their quote unquote wheelhouse. They're still going to hit your area. It's not like they're never ever going to come back unless they get shot or hit by a car, but it's not like your spot is completely out of the question. All right, they're moving and they will be back. They know there's food there. They felt safe there, but they might only do that at night now because now they live in their fall region. Come the rut, if you got a bunch of does there, maybe they'll come back in depending on the amount of does. Too many does will actually deter a buck, and we'll get into that in maybe another video. But depending, he may come back during the rut, he may only come back at night, but you have to make a move to try and capitalize on this buck. Don't hunt their food source, hunt their bedding area. All right, if you find their bedding area and you set up between their food and their bed, no matter what time of year, you're going to be able to get a shot on this buck, or you're going to get more intel, you're going to get him on trail camera, maybe during daylight hours, and that's the most important thing. You can't shoot him at night, you need him during the day. Where is he during the day? Most likely in his bedding area come the morning, and then once he stands up out of his bed, he may be making his way to where you've had him all summer for the food, but he's not going to be there during the day because now he's living in his fall region. Like I'll keep going back to. Hunt their bedding area. In the mornings, hunt where the buck is entering his bedding area. In the evenings, hunt where the buck is exiting his bedding areas. So normally all night, he'll be out eating food, maybe just walking around, traveling around. It's cooler out, it's been hot all day, and now he's going to make his way back towards his bedding area because he's been standing up all night doing whatever he's doing. And then come evening, the buck is going to get up out of his bed and start making his way towards his main food source. It might be a couple different main food sources, but if you're hunting his right food source, if you've done all the intel that you possibly could and you know he's hitting your food source, then you know he's going to be exiting his bedding area come the evening and working his way towards your food. So don't hunt over the food. Cut that in the middle or as close as you can to his bedding area without spooking him, because as soon as you spook him, 90% of the time on big old mature bucks, it's game over whether you spook him once or twice. Once you hit 3 times, you're probably already over the fact, and he's going to bounce out of that spot and go to a different parcel where he feels safe. They don't like being bumped a lot. They're big mature bucks, and that old saying goes, they're not big by being stupid. So be smart when you're hunting closer to their bedding area. All right, number 2, don't be the pressure. All right, I'm saying hunt closer to his bedding area. Don't be that pressure. Don't go out there and hunt every single day during the month of September or early October where you know he's bedding, when all you're doing is leaving his scent in there, leaving your scent in there, and maybe you're spooking other deer every single time. Big mature bucks, they know that. All right, they're not stupid. So whether he's bedded back in the thicket and you're spooking out a whole bunch of does or a buck group, a couple bucks, run past that old mature buck in his bed, he's going to stand up, he's going to look around, he's going to see these other deer or spook, and he's going to spook right on with them. He's not just going to sit there and let the other deer warn him of danger and knock it up and leave. All right, don't be the pressure. Hunt when the time is right. All right, that means come cold fronts, hunting the moon phase, hunting when the wind is right. Don't go in there on any old wind. Go in there when you know your scent isn't going to be blowing into his bedding area. So if you're hunting, or if the deer is bedded here in these trees, let's say deer here, okay, he's bedded up in all this thick stuff, and then it starts going in the hardwoods, and you're hunting an exit route in the afternoon right here, okay, this is you. Don't hunt when the wind is blowing like this. Clearly he's going to smell you and he's going to leave, or he's never going to stand up until the cover of darkness. If the wind is blowing the other way and the buck could stand up, not catch your wind, and you're able to kill him right here, that's ideal. So no matter what it may be, hunt when the wind is good, hunt when the weather is right, and hunt when the moon is right. All right, I'm wearing the hat and I'm not even showing you. All right, the Moon Guide. All right, if you download the Moon Guide app, it's been going around for many, many years now. All right, it used to be in a piece of paper and kind of like a little time circle. You can go through it and find the right days, the right time to hunt depending on the time of year. All right, the moon is a big factor on when these deer move. If the moon has an effect on the oceans and the tides and everything else, you know it's going to have effect on the animals. You've been driving down the highway when you see a whole group of deer standing on the road or standing in the grass in the field eating it up, and then some nights there's no deer out. There's a reason for that. It's most likely the moon. All right, if everything is in line, good wind, good weather, good moon phase, get out there and go hunt. Mainly the wind and the moon. Not so much the weather, because if the wind is right and the moon is right, you're probably going to shoot them whether it's 80 degrees out or 20 degrees out. All right, hunt when everything is right. Don't be the pressure. Don't kick them out of the area. All right, let's go to number 3. Nocturnal bucks is a lie. I already said it. Deer don't just automatically go, well, that's enough daylight movement for the year. I'm only going to move at night, and I'm not going to move when it is daylight out. That doesn't happen. They move spots because their needs are different come summer to fall. Like I said, they need a lower stem count come the summer, and they need a higher stem count come the fall. Right? When I'm saying stem count, I'm referring to briars, grasses, shrubs, weeds, hardwood regeneration. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about stem count. They need a lower amount of cover. So if we're talking about high stem count, we're talking about thick, high grass, all right, a lot of down trees, a lot of thick grass, a lot of thick weeds to walk through. And when we say low stem count, it's the complete opposite of that. We're talking about open hardwoods. So their needs change come summer to fall. Like I said, they can't be busting up their velvet, going through the woods all the time, all right, because velvet is, or their antlers, I would say, it can kill them if they break off an antler going through all this stick stuff. Let's say it gets caught in a big vine or a big thorn, a big vine. Thorns have vines, that's what I'm trying to say. If they get caught in that, they can't just bust through it like they would in the fall and the winter, where they can just run through it, it's hard-horned, and they can just keep going. That velvet is very sensitive. They rake it across a whole bunch of thorns, that could bleed, and if they break their antlers hard enough, they could actually bleed out and die, depending on what time of summer they do that in. Is it later, closer to where they're going to lose velvet, where it's most likely already 99% hard antlered under there, then that's going to be different. If they do that come, let's just say early August, that's a problem because they break off that antler where it wouldn't matter in the fall or winter where it's just like a broken tine or whatever. They do that in the summer, that's just going to keep on bleeding and it could get infected, and unfortunately that could possibly kill them depending on the blood loss. So that's why they can't be crashing around on that stuff during the summer. That went on a little rant right there, but let's tie it back on in. It's a lie. Nocturnal bucks aren't actually a thing, but you're using your intel from the summer trying to hunt them in the fall when that doesn't work, when their needs are changing. All right, if you have them on camera during the summer, you're most likely not going to have them come the fall and winter. Maybe late winter when they tie on back into there, if you are baiting, if you are over a food source, they're going to come still keep hitting that, especially late winter when they 100% nutrition and food, that's all they need. You might be able to capitalize on them then, but if we're talking early fall, early season, you're probably going to have to move cameras, move stand if that's where you are hunting, or if that's just your summer intel spot, that's good, but you're going to have to sit a different stand come the fall to kill them 100%. All right, on to number 4. Hunt the shift, summer to fall. That's what I've been trying to say this entire time. All right. When I say the shift, that's when these bucks are doing their actual shift from their summer needs to their fall needs. Happens all around the country. It just happens at a different time frame, right? And normally in northern New Jersey, it's happening basically right now or in the next 2-3 weeks, right? Depending on the weather, that's normally when it finally kicks it off, when it starts getting a little cooler out. Their velvet is off for about a week or two now, and they're moving. All right, they're still eating acorns. They're just moving on to a different, nice, thicker cover. They're finding what they need. Bucks will search for a high-quality food source, and their food needs change come summer and fall, just like their habitat needs change. So you find that fall food, and you find that fall cover. That's where these bucks are going to be. So the shift right now, it's happening September 8th here in New Jersey. Like I said, tomorrow, September 9th, opening day here in New Jersey. So probably within the next 2 weeks here, a lot of these hunters that have these summer bucks on camera, they're going to start posting all over Facebook saying, my buck's gone nocturnal, happens every damn year. It's like, because you're hunting the same way every damn year. You're not making any changes to capitalize on shooting this monster buck. All right? They're mature. You got to outsmart them. There's a reason they're as big as they are. That is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the How to Hunt Nocturnal Bucks little segment. All right, we're sitting around like 15, 18 minutes right now, somewhere right around in there. So a shorter little video podcast going on right now, but we're going to start doing these every single day, different topic every single day. We're going to be doing one-on-one interviews, one-on-one discussions on different topics, and we got a lot in store come this season, and it's going to be a long, great season for the Obviously Outdoorsman crew, and I hope you guys will capitalize and use what you learn in these podcasts, First Light Talks, and just capitalize and have a great season. All right, the First Light Talks series is basically for the hunter, the outdoorsman, the fisherman that's up before the sun, that can listen to this on their way to the tree stand, on their way to the blind, or if they hunt in the morning and they get out and they want to listen to something on the way home, maybe they could learn something after a frustrating hunt or a frustrating fishing trip. All right, just utilize my experiences, my mistakes especially. All my knowledge come from my mistakes, and my successes are my thoughts and learnings from my failures. All right, I don't know if that made sense, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And that is it for the first episode back. Thank you, guys. We'll keep it short and sweet. We will return tomorrow with First Light Talk number 2. And that is it, guys. Have a great season. Check out the Moon Guide. Check us out. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, the whole 9. Thank you guys for listening and for